Have you ever wondered which one is better, the debt snowball method or the Avalanche method of paying off debt? Let's look at each one of them, how they work, and how to make each one of them work for you. But before we do that, make sure that you have already worked out your budget. You have written down all your income. You have written down all your expenses, where your money is going. And you also have that money allocated for debt repayment. For this video, we're going to say you have $200 extra. So we're going to use that $200. So when I'm talking about the extra, this is the $200 that we're going to be talking about. So once you have a budget, now we can go to the method. A budget shows you how much you can throw into the debt. Otherwise, you're just guessing. You're just paying the debt, but you're not even knowing whether you're paying off them or how long it's going to take for you to pay them off. The first method that we're going to look at is the debt snowball method. And this method is where you're taking the smallest debt, like you take all your debts, you write them in order of the smallest to the biggest. In this case, it doesn't matter the interest rate. So you're starting to pay off the smallest and you're going to the largest. And what you do is once you pay the smallest, let's say you have credit card A and credit card B, you have a car loan and you have a student loan. So let's say your credit card A is $5,000. And this time around, we're not even looking at the APR. So the $5,000, you have a credit card that has $3,000, you have a car loan which is $8,000, or a student loan that has $15,000. So you're gonna take all these debts and you're gonna arrange them from the smallest to the biggest. So the $3,000, the $5,000, the $8,000, and the $15,000. So what you're doing here is that you're looking at that and saying, this $3,000 is my smallest. And remember, we already have the $200 that we had said, out of our budget, we found that we have $300, let's say $300, that we are allocating as our debt payoff money. So, and let's say the $3,000 that you are paying, the minimum is $100. So you continue attacking that, the 300. So you have the 300 plus 100 that you are using, and you keep attacking that debt while paying the minimum off on all the other ones. But this one, you're just paying the extra 300. So you continue. So you're paying $400 every month. So you continue doing that until all that debt is paid. And the goal is, the snowball, once, have you ever seen a snowball, is the effect that it keeps collecting. So once that is paid off, now you have $400 that you have. So the $300 that you've already allocated to pay off debt, and the $100 that you are paying as minimum payment. So you take that, and then say the next credit card that you have is $5,000. It's the one that has $5,000. So you take, and the minimum due for that is $250. So what you're doing here is that you're taking the $300 that you had, and then the $100 that you have from the first credit card, now plus the $250 that is due. So now you have $650. So this $650, you're gonna start attacking this $5,000 credit card until it's gone, while still paying the minimum on the other two, on your car loan and the student loan. So you continue doing that until it is done. And then when that is done, you take now the car loan. When you take the car loan, that's $8,000. It's, let's say the minimum payment for it every month is $300. So now you're taking the first $300, the one that we had before, plus the $100 that we had, plus the $250 that we have from the other credit card. So now you have around $950. So this $950, you're taking this $950 and you're paying off this $950, continue paying off until this $8,000 loan is paid off. And bang, you only now have one debt left, which is the $15,000 of the credit card. But by this month, it's already going down. I didn't calculate how much when it's going down. But now you have the $300 that we started with, that you have allocated, plus the 100, plus the 250, plus the 300. And now if this student loan you were paying 400, now you're adding another 400. So you now have 1,350 to pay this 15. So that's how this snowball works. It's like you're rolling down the hill. Your payments are growing larger and larger, and they become more mighty and powerful until that last debt is paid off. And a lot of people, use this method because it motivates you, it gives you confidence. Like once you see that small debt is done, a lot of people love that and they feel like, you know what, I want to do this because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This gives you confidence to show that, you know what, if I can do this one, I can be able to pay all the other ones. So the second part is the debt avalanche method. And this, on the other hand, is where we take all our debts, where we are paying our debts, not from the smallest to the largest. This one, we are looking at our interest. Let's say credit card A, that the one that we had before, the 5,000, has 24%. The credit card B that we had, 3,000, had 18%. And the car loan has 6%. And the student loan has 4%. So you're arranging them according to the percentage. So you're going to start attacking the one that has the highest percentage, because the goal here is to make sure that we are not paying a lot of interest to the lenders. So what you're doing is, remember, you have the $300, the base that we had. So you're taking that and then you're attacking everything that you have now. You're attacking the one that has a lot of interest in it, the 24%. That's what you're attacking. And then you're going to still continue with the same method that we used with the other one and continue attacking each and every one. Then you continue with the one for the 18%. You go down to the 6%. You go down to the 4% until they're all clear. And the goal here is, once you knock them out, you're moving from the highest, then you go to the next, just like an avalanche, where an avalanche just comes and wipes everything out. So here is the goal, that you're just wiping off all those debts. Some people also love this one because they can see it's faster, and then they're saving a lot of money on the interest. But on the other hand, a lot of people say, you know what, it's not about the mathematics, it's all about psychology. But you know what? It depends on what you want. If you're literally not motivated and you're not looking for motivation, you're like this math geek and you're thinking, you know what? I want to knock as much debt as possible, interest as possible. This then is for you. But remember, the goal is looking at what works for you. And the best thing that I can tell you is that whatever method that you choose a method that you're going to stick to. And what you can do is automate these bills. And for me, that's what I have found that works for me, is automating every bill. Like if all this, like I'm on a debt-free journey right now, that's what I'm working towards. So what I do is you take those bills, whatever the amount, and keep adding them. Like if you're going to with a Snowball, make sure like you've automated all the other bills, and as you continue to pay off one, when that amount of money comes or becomes free, don't look at it as a free money, because sometimes when that happens, even for me, I feel like sometimes when that happens, we're like, oh, we have free money. But we forget that free money, that we are on a debt-free journey. So you think, oh, I have now, because I'm not paying card A, I have this $300 and I can go spend, or I can go use it on something else. So what you need to do is you now change or call your bank and change the amount of money that is being taken, so that it's easier and you're not even thinking about it, and you don't feel like, oh, I don't want to pay this so much extra on this card. Because guess what? It does hurt sometimes to see all that money going to pay off debt, but guess what? It will be so worth it, because once you pay off all this debt, the peace of mind, the sleep, the things that you're going to be able to do for yourself, because I feel like debt is the number one wealth killer, because we want to create wealth, but sometimes we cannot be able to do it, because every single seed that we have, all the money that we have, because we are in debt, it takes away all the money that we are supposed to be using for our investments, and we are paying off our debt. So make sure that you don't see that the money that you had as extra. Make sure you automate it and let it keep going to pay off the debt. And then the other pro tip that I can just give you is that if your bank is able, let's say it's the car loan that you're paying, like instead of paying all that and sending it at once, what you can do actually is that you can pay the minimum that's due, and then you call the bank and say that you want to pay this extra chunk as principal, because sometimes it works better because it reduces all the principal, and then whatever is being charged interest is not as much because you've already eaten up, you've paid all that big chunk of that. So you ask, which one is the best method? For me, myself, I love the Avalanche method, but it doesn't matter what's the best method anyways. The best method is the method that you're gonna work for yourself, that's gonna work for you. And the best method is the one that you know that you will stick to for the long haul, because this is a journey. It's not a quick fix. So choose a method that you know for yourself that is going to work for you. If you are motivated by seeing small wins, by all means, do the snowball method. If you are like me and you want to see the numbers and you think like, okay, I need to see those, the interest. I don't want to pay all that interest, then go for the Avalanche. Or you can also do hybrid. You can do maybe 70% snowball to start with and just maybe get a few wins if you have a lot of debt, and then switch over and maybe 30% you pay the Avalanche. Or you can do half and half, whatever works, whatever you stick to. You pick the method that works for you, because that's the best method for you. I'm not going to sit here and say which one is the best method. The best method is the one that's going to work for you, because I can say the snowball, but what if that's not going to work for you, or you're not going to work it? So the method that you're going to work, the method that you know that yourself, your personality, that it's going to work for you, that's what you're going to do. And the goal is to start, even while you're juggling and deciding which one to work on, just start paying off those debts. And once you start, momentum is gonna stick, and you're gonna see, okay, this one works for me, or maybe that doesn't work for you. Just experiment. And once you experiment and you see the wins, if you see the wins and snowball is winning, by all means go with it. If you look at the numbers and say, oh, I think I'm giving these lenders and the banks a lot of money, by all means do the one that's worked for you, but stick with it to the end, because guess what? We are on a journey to pay off our debts. We are on a journey to create wealth. And once these debts are done, we can create all the wealth that we want. But the goal is to stick to this, what we want. So let me know in the comments, are you on a journey to pay off debt? What method are you using? If you're using Snowball, let me know why and how long have you been using it? Let me know in the comment. Or if you're using Avalanche, why and why do you use that? And please don't forget, like this video, share with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.